All right, guys, you're in for a treat today. We're checking out Line War. This is a very interesting, unique strategy game where it, to me, feels like a combination of Command and Conquer meets Hearts of Iron 4. I know that sounds strange, but it is so cool, and you'll know what I'm talking about. But today's video is sponsored. I want to give a big thank you to Studio Centurion for sponsoring today's video and supporting the channel. And guys, this is a win-win. I want to play this game. They want to sponsor the video. This is awesome. So again, big thank you to them. And look down in the video description. There's a link to get the game. Now, guys, you want to get the game during Wargames Fest. You get a 50% discount between April 28th to the 5th of May. Do not miss out on this opportunity. Again, you'll get the game for cheap. Half off. That's huge. So definitely don't miss out and use the link down in the video description and get the game. So what exactly is Line War? Well, in a nutshell, it's a game where you have to manage a auto-generated world. You have to go and conquer it. You have to build cities, resources, power, and then with all that resource and power, build a powerful military and fight off enemy forces. Now, and conquer your enemy, destroy their base. Now, this uses a indirect command system. So you're not directly commanding your troops, you're telling them what to do. And this is what that Hearts of Iron kind of feel. It's not exactly like, but at first glance, it reminds me of Hearts of Iron. But you send out your forces, they'll mobilize, you can do amphibious landings, you can do paratroopers, and they'll move out and they'll attack. You can establish front lines, you can kind of get dug in and build trenches and stuff, and there's a lot that you can do. And once you get a hang for it, you'll come up with these elaborate strategies, and I cannot wait to see what you guys come up with. It's sky's the limit with this game and what you can do with these different units. They're also constantly updating the game, and they are going to be adding some new features like interactive tutorials, or also known as mini campaigns. It's like a hands-on tutorial, and they're going to improve usability in second-gen command systems. So they're going to improve the command system even more. I think it already works well. It works great, but they're going to improve it even more. Also, in the next version, they're going to have a new train and railroad system. So you're going to be able to build train tracks and trains and transport logistics, and have a super epic railroad gun or rail gun that's going to shoot from the train. It's amazing. It's so cool. So I cannot wait to experiment with that as well. So guys, what we're going to do today is we're going to play Sandbox. Essentially, Sandbox is a mode where you can go in and learn how to play and experiment with different strategies. And then we're going to play a single player 2v2 just to show you guys what the actual gameplay, like the feel of a match feels like. I don't know if we're going to be able to finish it, but we're certainly going to check it out. And I'm going to go pretty quick. I'm not going to go over every tiny detail. I just want to go over some basic mechanics so you guys have a good understanding of how the game plays. So when we're playing single player, you'll have an idea of what's going on. So let's jump into the sandbox and I'll teach you guys how to play. Okay, so when you start a match, you get an auto-generated world. And this is really cool because every match you play, it's going to feel different. If you had the same maps over and over with the same resource locations, then it's going to feel very same. Like you're going to have the same strategy every time you play. But since it's different every time, it creates for interesting strategies every single match. But if you really like a map, say we really love this map, you can select the star and it will save the map and you can play it again. So the great thing about these maps, and you might be worried because as an RTS player, you might be thinking like, well, hold on. With these auto-generated maps, you can randomly spawn in a good spot compared to your opponent and have an unfair advantage. Well, you actually go through a picking phase, and this lets teams pick where they want to spawn. It's really simple, but really important mechanic. So once you like the map and the teams are ready to go, you press start, and that's when you go into the picking phase. Okay, so welcome to the picking phase, and blue team gets to go first. So you can kind of get to zoom out and see the different terrain and the locations. And you might think, well, blue picking first is unfair. How's that going to work? Well, let's just say we're blue team. Let's say we're interested in this territory for whatever reason. It's not a good spot, but it is what it is. So we're just for an example. Well, blue selects right there. Boom. That's simple, right? Well, when red goes, they can't see where blue selected. And let's just say by happenstance, red is interested in the same territory, unknowingly knowing, right? Unknowingly, they don't know that blue selected over here. So they select the same territory. What happens? It neutralizes that zone. So nobody can go there. So it's a great way if there's like an area that's overpowered, clearly both teams are going to select for that area and it just neutralizes it. So neither team can have it. But if they pick different zones, so there's a couple rounds of picking different territories. So let's say blue's interested in the north here, and let's say red's interested in the south. Once they've selected different territories, then both teams can see the territories of interest. And then you just keep picking until you've selected a good chunk of territory that you're interested in. And let's say blue's interested in that, and then red's interested in this. Boom. And the primary, so there's a 5th round. And the rounds vary every match. I think it depends on the size of the map. I could be mistaken. Now this is the final picking round. So again, we're just, okay, yeah, this is where you pick the starting territory. So if you're blue team, you can only select in the zone of interest. You can't select their starting location here, right? It has to be in the blue area. Let's just say they pick here, and then it's red team's turn, and let's just say they want to be by the city, so they start near the city. Once you've selected your main starting territory, then you can spend extra money from your starting money to have even more extra territory. I recommend everyone do this, but essentially what you do is you have to pick near the territory you've selected. It's got a touch, and you can select bonus territory up to 5, but it's going to cost you 200 capital, 200 money from the start of your round. I'll explain in more detail once we actually get started. Okay, so you can see here, we start with extra territory and extra men. This is huge. I recommend everyone do this. Spend the extra. I know we start with less. We get 1,500 here, where if you compare it to blue, blue has 25 because they didn't spend their extra money. But you gain gold by having more territories. So we gained, we're now making, if you look on land, 60 gold. And you compare that to the blue team that did not spend the extra money at the start, they have 10 gold. So I think it's definitely worth it to spend the extra money and get the extra territories. Just a little side note. But that's how the picking phase works. It's pretty cool, and it makes a lot of sense. All right, this is post-commentary, Apollo. One thing I forgot to mention about the sandbox mode is that you can literally insta-spawn anything. So if you go to the top left, there's a little keyboard button. These are shortcuts, so if we want to spawn in extra infantry, we can do so. Look at this, guys. Look at all this infantry. So you can go in, spawn all kind of buildings, instant build. You can increase game speed, stuff like that. That way you can speed up, you know, you don't have to wait and build and everything. You can just kind of lay out a scenario and test it out right away. Something I completely, forgot about when I was messing around in sandbox mode. So anyways, let's get back to the video. Let's now move on to how do you move units around the map. This is the coolest, to me, I really like this mechanic. It's really fun. Again, it's indirect. So you can't just like drag a selection box over these units and tell them to move to this territory. You have to give them indirect orders. Now there's a couple different orders you can give down here. You've got a target or a point command, and all you do is you select a point you want them to go to. It's really simple. So let's say we want them to capture this territory here really quick. Boom. Boom. There we go. I misclicked there. There we go. And right away, units will move over there. So this is a great way to gather up territories quick. So you can just click on all the territories that you want to get, and the troops will move out. Look at how they're just spreading out on their own. And they'll move out and capture these territories. And the way they capture territories is just being in the zone, and there's no enemies in the zone. So you'll neutralize it and then capture it. It's really simple. And that's how you gain more money. Very cool stuff. Now, there's two different directives, I guess you could call them. You got the engage directive, and then you have this blue one, which is the move directive. Now, the engage directive is the one we were using. Notice how it's yellow here. The engage directive is yellow. The way the engage directive works is that it lets your troops have a bit they can make more decisions on their own on how they approach this order. So if you hover over it, it'll say it says they will seek to engage with nearby enemies in any direction and will stop for any or for refits at compatible facilities. Units are allowed to deviate far from the command. So this is like letting them have some thought in this order and letting them approach it in a way they think is best. Where if you compare it to the move directive, this is where you're telling them, no, you need to move here. Do not get distracted by anything else. Move here and only stop when there's enemies ahead of you. So let's say we want them to use that move directive. We select it, right? And then, okay, they capture this territory. Great. We want them to move here. And notice it shows up in blue. This showed up in yellow. And that just helps you, understand which orders are engage and which are move. And if you want to get rid of a command, you can just click on it and delete it. So pretty simple, right? Very simple. There's also a haste mode, which basically means they'll move faster. You just click on this. So if you click on the command and then click on this again, they'll move with speed. Now, there is a negative to this. You'll gain speed, but they'll get fatigued. So infantry will get fatigued. And see how they're running? All fatigue does is make them weaker in terms of health points. So it's something you got to be careful about. And then if you have tanks, which use energy, not fatigue, they will consume more energy. So the haste mode is something that you want to use very carefully. And, because it could eat up your supplies. But you just select it again to get rid of it. And it's that simple. So very simple. Now let's look at the different other commands here. So again, we've got the point command. Now we've got the line command. This is my favorite command. This is where you set up front lines and epic battle lines. So let's say that we want them to set up an engage directive line. Let's say the enemy is going to be coming this way. We need to quickly set up a front line. Well, you take the line command and you drag it like that. And the units will naturally go to this line and set up their front line. So we can actually get rid of this. All right, we'll get rid of that order. And let's say we need all hands on deck. We need every soldier at this front line. What we can do is quickly delete by pressing V. So just delete these orders. Oh, the enemy's coming, quick. Quick, the enemy's coming. So we delete this and then we select the path command and we want them to move, right? We don't want them to get distracted. So we will draw some lines here to get these units over here. And so now look at guys, they're all going to be moving out. See this? They're attracted to the line here and they will move up to this position and then move into this line command. It's pretty cool. It is really cool how this works. So we got another guy here. He can move up that way. And that's how you do it, guys. It's really that simple. It's really cool. I love how the system works. It's a lot of fun. It creates for some interesting battles because you're just filtering in troops and you'll see a never-ending stream of troops going into a front line. Another cool thing that you can do with the line command is a defensive position. It's a defend directive. This is the third directive, and it shows up as a black line, so just like that. And what that's going to do is that they're going to get entrenched in. They're going to dig up some trenches. Now, one way to know what direction your forces are looking is the thicker thin line within the total line. This is going to represent the direction that your forces are looking. So there they go. They're digging up. And this is going to give them I think it's like a 30% armor bonus against incoming enemies. Just a little warning though, if the enemy gets around you, that bonus does not work. If they're shooting you from behind, obviously the bonus does not work. So there you have it. I mean, that's in a nutshell how it works. You can also do amphibious landings as well. So I don't have any transport ships, but basically you'd get some transport ships. And then all infantry nearby will use it. So let's just say we want to travel through here, and that's how it works. Transport ships come by, they'll pick up the troops and run them across. Really simple stuff. Now, if you want only specific units to listen to a command, you want to, let's deselect that. You want to select right here. So if you want all land units to listen to a move order, you select the star, and it selects all the different land troops. You got your tanks, artillery, anti-aircraft vehicle. If you only want infantry, you select on, select on infantry. There you go. And let's say we want them to move here. And it'll be represented, the move orders, and knowing like what units will be attracted to the move order will be represented by this little symbol here. So this says infantry, this says infantry and artillery. So, and then you could do the same thing with like helicopters. So we got infantry and artillery, or helicopters, fighter jets. You know, so you see how it adds to the move orders. Really, really simple stuff, guys. It's not too complicated. And that is essentially how the move orders work. And guys, it gets intense during these battles. And look at this front line. This looks so cool. Oh, and one more thing that I forgot to mention. If you want to very easily capture all this neutral territory, the best way to do it is by clicking on the path command and then clicking on engage directive with the capture flag. See the little flag here? You can click on it again to change. This is just normal engage. This is engage with haste. And this is engage with capture. So when you have that on and you tell the soldiers to move out, they will capture all the neutral territory in this path. So it's just it's a more of a hands-off way of capturing territory very quickly. That way you don't have to individually click, and yeah, it's much faster. So I kind of forgot to show that, guys. So yeah, very nice. All right, so that's how the move orders work. Notice how our land economy has gone up to 190 because we gathered all this new territory. Let's now talk about resource building. Let's go into construction. So to move from commands to construction, it's down here. You can click this little button to construction or press F2. And this is all the buildings that you can build. It's all laid out right here. Now, for most military buildings, you can build them anywhere in your zone. But for resource buildings, there has to be a predestined resource spot. So we got a farm here in our territory. So we go to industry, or we can press F, and you can only build them you can only build these where there's predestined zones. Now, when you start a match, you get, here, I'll show you. Once you click it, notice how it instantly builds, and you get a starting pre-construction capital amount. So what that means is that you get a set number of capital, again, that's the name of the currency, where you can instantly build structures, and you don't have to wait for the construction time. And what this does, it allows players to come up with different strategies. Say you want to quickly build all your resources instantly, you can do that. Say you want to build like 5 barracks instantly, you can do that and start pumping out tons of troops. That's all very cool. That's all the different options. It just adds another layer of strategy of what you want to start off with your buildings. So we're going to just build mostly our economy production buildings, or not production, our industry buildings instantly. So there we go. So now we have 700 capital. Notice how it goes down every time you add buildings here. Let's see. Okay, we haven't captured this territory. We've captured this one, so we can build there. And look at, they're going up instantly. This zone right here represents a town. So a town generates money as well. So there's that town being built. We've got some power facilities here. Power is pretty interesting because there's 2 different ways you can build it. So you've got your refinery, which goes on the specific locations. And notice that we spent all of our pre-construction money. So now they have to actually build it. You can see the machines actually going in and building. You see how it's slower now? So it's just a fun beginning little strategy thing that you have to do. Anyways, that's how you build some power. You can also build a power plant, and power plants can go anywhere. They just don't generate as much power as the refineries. So you can build that there. Very cool. So that's being built. And also in terms of power, you have depots, which stores power, which is really useful because if you're going on a big operation and power is used when vehicles are moving. So if you got this huge tank force, you want to make sure you've got some energy storage because the current output of your energy might not be enough, and that energy storage is going to be really helpful. So to build that, you build it right there. But you can't just build it and it works. You have to build some piping, so some pipelines to the depot, which we'll get to once it's finished building. But we also have like a port down here, so we can build. Again, we just select it says G. The hotkey is G, but it's a town. It's like a little port town, which is nice. We got another energy location, which we can build right here. Oh, we don't control here. Oh, look at me. I'm trying to drag. See, I got to break the habit of trying to select units. Okay, no, we want to delete that. We want to move you guys. Not all of you, but some of you guys down here. Oh, wait, that's a line command. Okay, I'm all over the place. Let's just use the point command, because I think up to 7 units can go into the point command. We'll move them forward. Is anybody going over here? No? They've got their orders. See? No. Don't do that order. There they go. They're going to go over there. Excellent. All right, so this has been built up. So now we just click on the connector, and you just select where you want to connect to. So just have these pipelines connect, and that is how you store up your energy. So cool. Very simple, guys. And then you'll see our economy is skyrocketed. We're now making 301 on land because of the farms and the cities. Those are huge, guys. And then you can also see our power, and our power production's at 60 with our current power supply. So you can see that like expanding and controlling your power in your economy is so important when you're producing troops and fighting, because you need that industry to support the war machine, you know? Okay, so that is basically how the resource structures work. Now we're going to look at the military. Now, how do you create more infantry? Well, you got barracks here, so we can build a barracks anywhere in your own territory. Let's say we're having an epic battle in this front line. We probably want some barracks nearby. So we're going to build one here and one here. So that's 2 barracks. But hey, we also want to get some tanks, so we're going to build a factory. We also want to get some air support, so let's build a airport. So pretty cool. And oh, we want a shipyard, so we just build out on the coast, so now we can start making ships. There we go. We just spent a lot of resources there. So once these are building, I'll show you how they work. Essentially, they will create any unit that you want, and they'll create it forever. They'll just keep producing more and more infantry. So once we get one of these barracks built, they do take a little bit. I think it's almost done here. But yeah, a lot of construction going on here. And you can see how long the construction takes. Let's not have these zones of commands. Okay, there we go. So the barracks, this is pretty cool too. When the barracks is training troops, you'll see the troop training. And as he gains experience, his armor fills up. And that's how you know when they're close to ready of coming out of the barracks. But when you select a specific unit production building, you can select what type of units you want to make. So here we've got your standard infantry, and then we've got the special commando. This is a special unit that can paratroop. This is a special unit that can stealth in, like the fog of war. They might be in the outside of the fog of war, like in the enemy zone, and they won't see these commandos because they're stealthy. But you just select it, and I think it alternates. It'll select an infantry, then a commando, then an infantry, then a commando. So, and if you want them to stop and not produce anything, maybe you're hurting on resources, you just tell them to stop this little cancel all production. Or if you want to destroy the building, it's self-destruct or salvage. And look at that. As soon as they spawn, they instantly go to the command. They instantly go to the command, and they'll march into where they need to go. We got some tanks being made, actually some artillery, but I want them to also make tanks, and let's also get the anti-aircraft. Just make it all. Look at that, guys. Look at that. So now now they're making some paratroopers. So I want the paratroopers to gather up for a special mission. This is so cool, guys. This is so cool. I'm going to show you something really interesting. So let's tell them to only produce paratroopers, and to gather them up and prevent them from joining this line here. Let's go to the command order. We'll do a point command, and I'm going to select not the Navy. Hold on. I'm going to select only the paratroopers to gather here. Actually, let's gather them near the airport. And I'm going to go ahead and tell this one to only make paratroopers or commandos. I call them paratroopers because they can use paratroops, but we're going to gather up some paratroopers here, and then at the airport, let's get some transport jets. Let's get some transport jets, and you're gonna see them in action, guys. This is gonna be so cool. Also, while we're waiting here, guys, you can see the zone of effect here from the airport. This is as far as these different units can go. So helicopters are the short range. You can see their zone, and then you got jets, fighter jets. They're the blue zone, and then transport and bombers, they can go the furthest. Okay, so we got our commandos, and we've got some transport jets here. Let's say we want to go on a special mission and drop off enemy forces, or I'm sorry, friendly forces in enemy territory. So what we want to do, it's super simple. Keep the commandos nearby the jet, the airport, and then go to the commands. And let's do a engage directive, and we're gonna do a path. Actually, let's just do a move directive. We'll do a path, and then we want to select the commandos and the transport jets, and we just simply drag a line. Let's say we want to attack right there. And what's gonna happen is they're gonna get into the jet. I think 2 commandos per jet. So not all of them can go, and they're gonna go. Look at that. They go in the runway. Look at the detail. And the jets are off, guys. This is so cool. Now, of course, enemy aircraft can shoot them down. There they go. They are off. So they did a little circle flight. They're gonna get on the line. And watch this. This is the cool details that you can do in this game. Here they go. They're going to drop them off. And this is something you want to do behind your lines. Prepare a secret mission. I just love that. It's like you're holding the front line, but then you prepare the secret mission. And away they go. Look at that. Paratroopers dropped, and you can go in and just destroy. This is our secret for our special forces. That is awesome. That is so cool. I love that. Now, let me go ahead and show you the amphibious landing. We got a bunch of, I'm just mass producing transport ships. I might want to tell them to stop. This is how the amphibious works. Very similar. You get the units you want to move over with nearby transport ships. So let's go to our command. Let's say we want our infantry. Let's go to our move order. And what we'll do is just select the ground and move across, and instantly the transport ships will get to the job they need to do. And so you don't even need to select the they just know that, okay, you're crossing water. And this might get a little, yeah, you don't might get a little hairy here because we got a little too many ships. Okay, they figured it out. Yeah, you don't want to crowd it up too much. And there you go. So you can transport infantry to any territory like this, but if you want to transport tanks, and these ships can transport tanks, but they can only transport tanks when you've captured this territory. So that's how the amphibious landing works. And that, guys, in a nutshell, is the basics of the game. There's a bit more to it, more of the abstract strategy and stuff and everything that you can do. But yeah, that's the basics. And I think with that, you'll have a good understanding of how this game works. And we're going to jump into an actual battle, and you'll see how these battles feel and look like. Okay, here we go, guys. The teams are set up red and blue on a team against orange and turquoise. Oh, here's the map. Look at this. This is a big landmass. Looks good. I'm ready. The teams are ready. Let's do it. We can also do free-for-all, but I want to have a teammate. Free-for-all would be insane in this game. Okay, so we're in the picking phase, and my ally has picked here, so I'm not going to pick the same zone as him. I'm going to pick, I like all the power and the ports over here. Actually, I'll pick near this city down here. Okay. The yellow has picked. I'm going to pick there. They've picked in between there. See what else. Up here looks good. Okay, so this is our final round. Looks like my teammate picked here. I want to be close to my teammate. Because I don't want him to be attacked by himself. But I really want to be by this city, so I'm going to pick right there. And then, yes, I'm going to spend the extra resources. Looky, he's connecting with me. Cool, so we'll be kind of next to each other. I like that. Now we got to wait. We got leftover time. So we're going to have all this territory here. I'm probably going to expand southward. Hopefully the enemy doesn't show up behind us, but if they do, we can kind of hold here as a choke point. And it would require him to send like amphibious landings and stuff to attack me, which I don't think is going to happen right away. Okay, so let's right out of the gate, let's start selecting these territories. I'm going to go ahead, because we have that starting construction phase and resources, I'm going to go ahead and just in the center, I'm going to build like 2 barracks so we can just pump out troops. And then let's focus on resources. So let's build our town here. And we've got a farm up here. So let's build the... Oh, wait. We haven't captured it yet. Yeah, okay. Let's go capture up here. And... not going to be worried about taking... Let's see. Taking spots from the AI. Look, we're already producing troops. And look at the enemies right there. Already the enemy's right there. So I'm not going to worry about it just yet. Actually, you know what? Let's do a move order. And let's do an engage directive. And let's send some support up there. I'm not going to send everybody, but I just want to send some support. And we're still trying to capture these buildings. You know what? I might even just build... Let's just build a, I guess resources. So let's get the power plant just so we can start getting some energy. By the way, if you build in trees or on mountains, it takes longer to build. I kind of forgot to mention that. And then let's get the depot. Here we go. We're sending over some help as we speak. Excellent, excellent. Very good. We're still capturing these locations. All right, looks like we captured over here. So we want to build... Oop, we want to build a farm. Look at, they're expanding over there. There's some energy over there. Yeah, there's a lot of energy up here as well. So we want to keep expanding. I'm coming, buddy. He's already got tanks coming out. Here, let's build a... now that my troops are up here, let's build a battle line. Like so. Not the perfect battle line, but... Alright, and then once we start capturing these, I'm going to delete. So they can... Oh, they're coming. They're coming. Alright. Boys, I need you to move. Here. Get ready to hold. Come on. Hold. And let's build a battle line. Right there. Quick. They might be coming this way too. Oh yeah, this is kind of awkward. They're coming from both sides. All right, let's delete this command and let's get them moving over here because we got to support the teammate, and we're gonna form a new battle line like roughly here. And this, let's delete, and we're gonna redo it and have them go this way. Okay. And let's connect the power. Excellent. And we want to start building our military bases near the front line. So let's get some tanks coming out. And also an airport. We'll put this bad boy right there. Now let's delete this. Oh, this is a line. Oops. Let's delete this. There we go. Oh, they got some artillery coming up. Oh, guys. You got to move to this front. We probably want to build a barracks down here. Oh, we're starting to hurt with supplies. Here, let's build this barracks here, and then let's, like, get an order to get them to go here. We need more troops here, because over here we're holding just fine. Power is doing okay. Gold is doing pretty good. We need to keep expanding. So, we want to keep expanding while fighting. Oh, man. This is a mess. I'm going to just focus on yellow. Hopefully my teammate can get this job done. Nice. And let's produce tanks as well. And let's tell them to... I want everyone from here to move here. And I'm not really expanding. I just want to hold. And I'm going to expand outward this way. And down here. I can drag and drop here. There we go. Excellent. Get in the middle. Nice. Good job holding there. And let's draw this here. Okay. Let's start producing helicopters. Excellent. Excellent. All right, they're capturing there. We're capturing here. Let's move you guys here. Just keep on capturing. All right, I'm going to build a special ops barracks. Actually, we're holding pretty well. My teammate's kind of struggling, but I'm going to do a special ops mission. So I'm going to produce some transport ships, and then let's build another barracks as well, and this is going to be the special ops barracks once we get that built. How are we doing on money? We're doing okay. We want to keep expanding, guys. Come on, keep expanding, because we need as much territory as we can get. Let's delete this so they can push out. Yeah, you're gonna hear a lot of them scream, "Medic!" It's like a common, like, when the unit dies. Medic! Let's build another power. We don't have any, like, energy depot. There's some up north. Uh-oh. Hold. Oh, look at our allies got some helicopters for support. We're about to cap this, so let's actually build a new battle line. A defense line right here. And that should be enough to hold. So I'm gonna delete this and this. I guess we could, no, I don't want to delete that. We could actually do a push from here. Oops. There we go. Okay, they're getting some air, so we need to get some anti-air. Okay. And then you, I want you to produce special op units. And the special ops, I want you guys to have a command, a point command. Just stay there and wait for the planes to be made. All right, good. We're still capping territory. Keep going. We need the resources. And is this full? Yeah, that looks full. All right, look at this. We got a tank. My ally's building some defenses as well. Nice. We've got this on lockdown. If anything, we should just... I might move this up here. And move up here. Yeah. on. Red's doing a good job. Oh, they're... Ooh, okay. We probably want to get some units in the back here. Get over here. Because they are attacking. You know what? I'm going to use my paratroopers to destroy their base up there. Because we're holding against yellow just fine. Yeah, we need to delete this and move them this way. And the same thing here. Let's delete this and move you guys here. Move you guys here. We need extra support back here. Turquoise is getting behind us. So yeah, there we go. Forces are moving up. Red, you deal with it. Dang it. Come on, dang it. Defend the rear. And this is why, you know, having defensive positions are so important, guys. I mean, there we go. They're moving forward to deal with this artillery. All right. Keep moving. Keep moving, guys. Keep attacking. All right, the attack is still going pretty well. Commandos are coming out pretty quick. We have taken some territory. Keep moving. I like that you can drag and drop these. There you go. Here, come here. Get over there. There we go. We're cleaning up the rear. We're cleaning up the rear. We're holding here. You guys might want to fall back, actually, here. Let's get a move order just for the infantry up here. All right. Yeah. Let's actually start making more commandos. We're gonna change that barracks to make more commandos. We're capturing over here. Excellent. Keep moving, you guys. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, Turquoise is doing a counterattack. Counterattack! Oh, anti-air shooting. Look at the anti-air trying to go for his helicopter. Oh, I'm about to wreck them. I'm gonna go land and destroy their airport. And I'll continue to hold against yellow, but yellow's starting to get some pretty nasty units here. So I need to... I'm probably going to stop sending reinforcements here because I need to send them back to this front. All right, we almost have enough commandos. Hold the line! I think I'm going to build another factory. Just so we can produce some troops for the south because they are coming at us pretty hard. Delete this. Get to the front, man. Get to the front. Ooh. Okay. I want to wait for like one more commando and then we're moving out. This is going to be sick. This is going to be sick. Here we go. Here, let's push this up so they can all attack. These, I think this is artillery. These artillery. All right. All right. Battle's going well. This is... Here, you guys move up here. We got a small force defending the rear. We got a big force holding the front, but they've got a lot of artillery. We need to counter their artillery with our own artillery. Which we're making. We're making. There we go. This is making artillery. Oops. Delete that. We want to make sure we get the artillery moving to the right spot. So, yeah, let's make sure we tell the artillery Oops. Set up there. Nice. We got some air support. All right. You go back to training infantry. And we'll tell you to move here. Okay, guys. It's time. So let's take command. Let's do a move order. And we want infantry commanders and transport troops. And we are going to attack their base. Oh, let's actually attack their... Yes. We're going to attack the, what do you call this? Their power. Yes, move. There they go. Get in the planes. Oh no, they're pushing hard here. They're about to break through. Let's set up a new defense. New defense. Oh wait, no. Crash that. New defense right here. Right here. Why?
I need a medic.
Oh, command is too short. There we go. Oh no, they're pushing. All right, we need more support. We're gonna delete this and tell them to move down here. Everyone, move down. All right, here we go. And the commandos are dropping off. Look at this. They dropped off the commandos. Yes, destroy their power. Excellent. So we can delete this. And let's tell them. So what we'll do the attack command. Tell them to attack. And then go for this. We are behind enemy lines. Yo, this is sick. And reinforcements are closing in from the other side. I don't know if we're gonna hold. Hey, red team, help me out, man. Yo. See you later. Is this... We're engaging here. All right. Get rid of this. Come on, fight them. Let's head over to their base. Oh, we're capping. Wow, we can cap behind enemy lines too. And it looks like we're holding. We lost most of our forces here, but... Oh, what's... There we go. My planes are being rebuilt. So, we're barely holding on this side. But we're doing a mass capture. So, let's select only the commandos. Let's tell them to attack here. I'm not worried about taking their territory. We should, though. We should, just for the fact that it hurts their economy. Get it, boys. Yes. There we go. And we're capping. We're capping. We're cap-a-lacking. I don't know why my transport ships are still flying over there. Probably because they're... Oh, wait. We can build a farm here. Killing me. And we could build a town over here. And we should probably build a barracks up here to support the assault that our special forces have spearhead. Oh, that's huge. That's huge. We're still holding over here. Oh, I see. we're still dropping off special forces. No, we're not. No, we're not. Turquoise is pushing hard over here. Okay. We're capping. Let's just go on an assault here. So let's get our command and let's get our paratroopers or commanders. And we're gonna gather them up here. Come on, kill them. Oh, you died to infantry. You're special forces. How dare you? Oh, I see. That's why they were going out there. Oh, man. I think Turquoise is pushing too hard here. We're regaining our front line, but Turquoise is behind us. We gotta push. There we go. Look at this. All right. We need extra forces up here. Move out. Oh, wait. No. Extra forces up here. Yo! No, they're taking us out! This might be game. You can see that I'm still very much new to the game, as the AI is pretty tough right now. But let's push. Take out these resources. And I don't think these guys are going to survive this, but you never know. But yeah, guys, hopefully this gave you a bit of an insight of what these matches feel like. You can see they're insanely intense. There's a lot going on in the best way possible, and it's just a lot of fun. And I can imagine just playing with friends, it's going to be insanely fun trying to fight these battles and organize your troops and operations and stuff. It's going to be amazing. Look at this. Man, they've almost destroyed it. That's awesome. But yeah, guys, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget, you can get the game half off using the link down in the video description. Hopefully this video has kind of helped you out and figure out what Line Wars is all about, or Line War is about. It was awesome. Thank you so much, and I'll see you guys next time on the battlefield.